Hello guys. Recently I read two articles which made me to make this video. One is one is about attention and other is about overthinking. Actually, the articles which I read are the first one is how to stop overthinking, which appeared in the website is psych.com, and the other one is to control your life, control what you pay attention to, which appeared in Harvard Business Review. So I made up, kind of, summary of these two articles, and I prepared this video. So the first thing is like why I made this video is because I lack, not lack, like I struggle with focus and concentration, and I was reading different articles, and I found this. So let's see what is this attention. Why? So William James, who is considered to be the father of modern psychology, he gives out a statement like this: "My experience is what I agree to attend to." So we will, based on this, we will. This is our crux of our today's talk. Fine. So here we will talk about attention management. Like any skill, this is also a skill which you can practice and develop. And w- by developing the skill of attention management, you can be productive and you can manage your stress in a better way. Fine. So, what is attention management? It is nothing but the practice of controlling distractions and being present in the moment, finding flow, and maximizing focus. Your attention, why we are so focused on attention? Because your attention determines the experience you have. Fine. What you pay attention will ultimately defines your experiences, whether it is good experience or a bad experience. Then that experience will influence the life, the kind of life you live. So this is the progress, from attention to life. First, you choose what kind of things you pay attention. Then based on that, you will have experiences. Fine, can be a good experience, bad experience, or a neutral experience. Based on that, you will have whether you have a fulfilled life, happy life, or a stress-free life, or a stressful life. So please choose, where you direct your attention at any given moment. Fine. So this should be based on your priorities and goals. Right? What do you what do you try to focus on? Right? So this is the maximum. Like control your attention, control your life. So for this, you have to choose deliberately what you attend to. Fine. So to practice this attention management, you have to control two factors. Fine. Those factors are external factors and internal factors. So when I say external factors, the things which happen around us, like technology. This day, like these days, we are surrounded by so much technology. So what you can do is you can, for example, if you are so disturbed by the phone you hold, you can turn off that phone to control, your attention, what you are paying to, what you are focusing on. Then you can also control the environment which you are in. Say for example, you want to do a project, or you want to study, or you want to read a book, or you want to do a focused work. Say for example, if you are in a work environment and you are an employee in office, in around your cube or around the place you sit, you can just put up a do not disturb sign, and you can fix a time saying to your colleagues saying that so I won't be available between 5 to 6, or I won't be available between 10 to 5, 10 to 12. So you can fix a time. So so in this way you can change your environment to control the external factors, so that you can pay attention, or you can control the things which you pay attention to. So not only the external factors, internal factors also pay. Sorry, internal factors also influence your attention. Fine. What do you pay attention to? So first one is behavior, and the next one is thought. Fine. So when it comes to behavior, like our actions, behavior means ultimately that behavior can be can be evidence in our actions. So what you can do is like when you're sitting and working in a computer, you can mindfully open one single tab or one single task. Say for example, you have to do a project report. You just open a one single word document, close down all the other applications in your computer, and focus on preparing the document project report. Or you are browsing, you want to find out a few information, just open one single web page and find out the information, make a note of it, and just close it down before opening the next one. Then the second internal factor, which grabs which distracts us is our thoughts. We have so many thoughts. Fine. So we have to find which thoughts to pay attention to. Fine. Even though all these things are all a difficult job to do, especially paying attention about our thoughts, internal factors, that is thoughts. I will explore that more in the coming slides. So, practicing attention management won't stop all distractions from your day. So, please don't expect that tomorrow after practicing all these, do's and don'ts of how to control your external factors and internal factors, which is distracting your life, just don't magically disappear. Fine. But practicing attention management will give you more control over how you spend your time. Whether you are spending your time mindfully or whether you are spending your time mindlessly with all the distractions carrying you away or carrying your mind or carrying away your energy, right? And in turn your life, right? So about that, when coming to thoughts, we there is a tendency of thinking a thought again and again. Fine. Is in that respect, I'll speak about how to stop overthinking. See, when we overthink, we may have some problem in our life. Fine, are some questions we have to solve certain problems. We have some questions we couldn't find answers before answers. So like we keep on trying, and we keep on searching in our minds for solutions for a problem in our life or a question we face, existential question we face in our life. So when trying to answer these questions about how to proceed in life, fine, when you do this overthink rather than just thinking about it and finding a solution and get over with that, if you start overthinking it and if you're searching for solutions again and again and again, what you do is, rather than putting your ideas into action, you come to a standstill, you stop, you freeze. Fine. So this constant overthinking leads to insomnia, that is sleeplessness, trouble with concentration, you lose your focus, and you feel spent out all your day, spent out on the loss of energy. So what to do about it? Fine. So first thing they say is get to know about your trigger thoughts and let them be. What do you mean by trigger thoughts? Fine. Trigger thoughts are the thoughts which draw your attention. See, in the first slides, we saw about attention. And so that draws your, focus. So what he says, what I mean by trigger is like not all thoughts, there are thoughts which can give you joy and happiness. You get some memories, you think about certain events and you have like, um, happiness and, you overflow with joy. But there are certain thoughts, which will make you feel sad, angry and other things. Then you keep on overthinking about it. Then all those bad things happen to you. So it is like this: a thought which draws your attention is known as a trigger thought. So you have to know about your trigger thoughts. It's like this. I think you might have known about this. When you are in a fight, they say, please know about your enemy. Same thing here. We are going to um, stop overthinking. So you have to know what thoughts are making you to overthink. So this is what that is, trigger thoughts. So here, the author gives a beautiful analogy or an example to think about these thoughts. He says, there is a busy bus station where the buses are leaving to different destinations. So like comparing our thoughts to these buses. So in our brain, in our mind, we get lot of thoughts. What if I'm rejected by this company after an interview? What if I fail in a subject? What if I don't get a job? What if I don't get this much salary? What if I don't have money to do things? What if I get COVID? Or what if I get sick? Fine, there are many thoughts which come to our mind. See, the thing is, in that there are some good thoughts, there are some bad thoughts. Some bad thoughts will lead to overthinking. So I'll say that let's take this. You didn't get a job. You are afraid that you will fail in an exam. What if I fail in an exam? So like that is it's a bus. Fine, they are all leaving. So you jump into the bus and you keep on going and you feel heavy. And say for example, as you become heavy, he's comparing that with climbing up in a mountain. So as you climb up in the mountain, thinking again and again about this, you get tired, you lose energy, and you come to a stop. Fine. Then the another example he is giving is uh, calls coming in your phone. Fine. Say phone calls coming in your phone. See, you get a lot of calls. Fine. There are calls you don't want to attend, and you just keep as it is. You don't attend that call, receive that call. Only the calls phones which you want to receive, you attend and you start speaking. Fine. Same way he says here. See, you can like the phones you want to attend, you attend. If you want to reject some calls, you just reject it. Same way you can compare your thoughts to the calls. Fine, there are some good thoughts, you can keep on continuing thinking about it. Maybe sometimes you will get bored and you go with it. There are some bad thoughts, you can reject those thoughts. What he says is, yeah, while trigger thoughts are beyond your control, you cannot control what thoughts are rising in your mind. But what you can control is whether you engage with them, whether you hold on to it, whether you converse with that, whether you know fight with it. Fine. So that you can control. Whether you engage it or not, that is under your control. But you cannot control the rise of trigger thoughts in your mind. Fine. So what to do about it? See, there are few techniques they say, which you can do to avoid overthinking. One is you can postpone or and reduce your worries and ruminations. Rumination is nothing but thinking again and again about the same thing. He says, set a worry or a rumination time. Say, for example, in a day, sometimes you are thinking again and again about something. You say, what if I fail in an exam? Fine. What you can do is rather than thinking about it the entire wake up hours of your life, say that okay, morning 10 to 11, I will think about it. I will worry about what if I don't get a job, or what if I fail in the exam. Remaining time, you say that okay, I'm not going to think about it. You can in your timetable and in your daily schedule, you can fix 10 to 11 worry time. So what happens is you are postponing all your worries. So this will have a good effect, they say. The author says, fine. So sometimes what they say is, when you fix up this worrying time, sometimes you may not even remember, you have to worry about a certain thing when you reach that time. Like when you reach your schedule, you may not even know, or you might have forgot, what you wanted to worry about. Fine, this may work in that fashion. Then he says, please don't avoid trigger thoughts. Rather than that, he says, train your attention. What he says is, if you avoid the trigger thoughts, then you may not know how to manage your trigger thoughts. So what he says is, you can learn to ride a bike without a bike. Here, your bike is the trigger thought. Fine. Only if you have the trigger thought, only if you know what is the trigger thought, only if you know the presence of the trigger thought, you can, manage it, control it. Same way, like, it is compared with, say for example, you don't know how to ride a bike or a bicycle, but you want to learn a bicycle, then you need to have the bicycle. Okay. So this is the actually the important thing, attention training. How to train your attention to stop overthinking. So for that, he says, select three sounds in your environment. Fine, like it can be traffic, a bird song, a chatter from chit chat, sound from a nearby radio. Fine, he says choose three sounds. The other three sounds can be children playing, building work, or some noise. Fine. So he says tune into three or more atmospheric sounds or environmental sounds. He says first, focus on the one sound. Say, for example, you have chosen traffic, bird song, and a chatter. First, pay attention for the traffic sound. Wait for 10 seconds. Then switch your attention from traffic to bird sound. Wait for 10 seconds. Then switch your attention from bird sound to radio noise, sound from the radio. Then again go to the traffic, 10 seconds. Then bird sound, 10 seconds. Then chatter, 10 seconds. So like this, do it for 10 minutes. So after 2 minutes, he says, repeat the exercise, but reduce the gap between switching the attention from one sound to another sound. He says after 2 minutes, switching more quickly between the sounds. Now focus on each one for just 2 or 4 seconds. Right? In this way, you can train your mind to pay attention to only certain aspect in your environment. Then the second exercise they say is a window pane exercise. It's a beautiful exercise. Write, he says, the author says, write one or two trigger thoughts on a see-through window. Let me show you an image. Say, for example, this is your home. Now you have a see-through window, and there is a glass window. So here I have picked up um, trigger thought. Okay, I'm a failure. Or what if I fail in an exam? You can write that. So what the author says is, first don't look at that. What is written on the window? Look at the birds here. Look at the mountains. Look at the trees. Look at the pond. Look at the rocks. Look at the steps. Look at any aspect of the aspect. Look at any aspect of the scenery which is beyond the glass pane. Then from there, you switch your attention to what is written on the window. Here, like I'm a failure. Or you can write, what if I fail in the exam? What if I get sick? Then pay attention there. Then after a few seconds, switch your attention to trees, birds, or whatever is seen by you. Right? So this will give a sensation, will give a sense of to your mind that you can actually control your attention. So I hope this article is the message or whatever the things which I said is useful to you. Please refer to the articles which I have quoted here. Thank you.